Hey viewers, my name's Cara. I'm your host for Tuesdays on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we are talking about confidence. The question this week came from someone anonymously, actually to my Tumblr page, asking if we could do this on the collab. And the question is whether we can talk about how to wear your religious symbol confidently and or how to be a confident pagan. Guys, you're getting a little bit crazy with the seriousness of these questions. Like, wow. That's, yeah. How to wear your religious symbol confidently, to me, just kind of took some practice. And so this kind of goes hand in hand, wearing your religious symbol and just being a confident pagan. Obviously, it depends on the person. It comes a little bit more naturally to some people than others. There are also some people who I feel are overly confident before they perhaps should be. So, and then there are people who absolutely could be confident, but who are just the type of people who take a little longer with that kind of thing. And that's fine as well. So it's always going to depend a little bit on who you are and just how you naturally are as a person. But some things that I think help, so this is, if you were to do it my way, this is how I think it helps and how it works for me. I find that being confident about things related to my spirituality has a lot to do, number one, with knowing my stuff. It has to do with knowing about my path and its history and the practices that I take part in and the things that I believe in, knowing about them in an academic sense and knowing how other people feel about them and just kind of being prepared for how to speak about those types of things. That really helps me. But also on a level of personal belief, knowing what you believe about certain topics and knowing where you stand on certain issues. And sometimes it's not something that you know yet. Sometimes you come across an issue and you think, I really don't know what I believe about that yet. I don't really know how I think about that yet. And to me, a lot of the time, it's being comfortable saying that. Saying, you know, it's not really something I've put a lot of thought into before, and being okay with that. And kind of, I don't know, letting other people know that this is not a belief system where we have to know everything, and the unknown is okay, and knowing that we don't know is in fact beneficial for growth and constant learning, and just kind of putting that feeling out there that this is what this path is about. That helps me hugely be confident, because that's, if someone tries to trip you up with something, or if you come across something that you don't know, you don't have to feel unconfident because you don't know. You can just say, oh, I haven't come across that yet, let me think about that for a while, or something like that. But it definitely helps to know what you're talking about. And so if you were thinking about like the 13 Goals of a Witch, which was written by Scott Cunningham, I believe, there is know yourself and know your craft are two of the goals. And to me, those things go along with this. That it's partly about knowing about your beliefs, but also knowing what you believe. So there's the personal aspect of it, and then there's the slightly more outward, a little bit more academic standpoint of it. That helps hugely. And then some of it, I think, is just having a good support system, so that when you come across the instances where you're not so confident, you know that there are people supporting you. And that can be people in your life, that can be us, that can be people that you're friends with online, people in your study group, working group, coven, grove, whatever you have, or if you don't have anything, and then, you know, friends who are supportive, whether they share your beliefs or not. Having some kind of a support system helps. And also, shoot, there was something else I wanted to say, and I was going to try not to edit this. That's not going to happen right now, I guess. What was I going to say? I guess just practicing it. I mean, this is something that we call it a practice anyway, not a mastery, but also just, yeah, living it and being out there a little bit, and it just takes some getting used to. And as far as like wearing my religious symbols, it was just always a matter of being prepared in case someone said something, to be able to just brush it off as a casual thing, or to be prepared to explain what it means to me if in fact it does come to that, and just always coming at things from a positive perspective. You never want to appear overly defensive or anything like that. I just always try to have positive experiences, foster positive experiences, that's what I like to say, or nurture positive experiences. It's always good. Again, that's just me. That's just how I am. Yeah, you know, I know you're not all like me as far as the aspects in which I can be outgoing, because I'm not like that in every aspect all the time. You're allowed to be a little bit more reserved at times. But yeah, for me, it's just a matter of knowing that if something came up, I would be able to talk about it. I would be able to defend myself if I had to, or I could explain to someone who wants to know. And I've reached a point in my practice after these years that if something comes up that I don't know about, I'm okay with that. If somebody wants to attack my beliefs and tell me that they're wrong or whatever, then I have reached a point where I can say, that's your journey, and, you know, kind of accept that is their path the way that I wish that they would accept mine. A lot of that just has to do with practice. It comes with time. Unfortunately, I wanted to do like a really sarcastic, or maybe not sarcastic, but, you know, tongue-in-cheek how-to video about how to wear your religious symbol confidently and things like that, but I also still do not have internet access at home. I may just not hook it up. I might just keep using internet other places and working offline at home. But anyway, so I ended up doing this instead because I didn't necessarily want to do an edited video, and I'm doing it the day of because this is also tech week for my show, so I'm, yeah, between work and the theater. And, yeah, sorry that video is not as put together as perhaps it should be. I hope you found it helpful. And yeah, that's a pretty serious topic. I hope that everyone else has some good stuff to say. And if you have any advice for how you've done it, or if you are in the process of trying to become more confident wearing your religious symbol or identifying with your spiritual path in general, put some things in the comments. Let us know what your concerns are. So maybe some specific things that you're struggling with or have struggled with in the past, and maybe we can come up with some techniques or advice from those of us who may have been through it. Or you can just commiserate about it and see that it's not just you. It's never just you. That's another good thing. Okay, well, have a great day, have a great week. I'll see you next week, and until then, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.